Okay.
So when you log in as a LMS teacher, this is the dashboard that you see. Now, when it is white labeled, you'll see your logo on the top, on the left-hand side. And you see 4 options here: manage classes, manage students, assign courses, and buy licenses. And on the top, we are seeing some more options. We'll explain it everything to you. You are seeing some courses on the dashboard. So the first step when you start here is to create a course. Now, to create a course, the first step is you go to add new course. In the add new course, you can use these 3 options: video, test only, live online courses. Like when you are creating assessment only, if you want to only create assessment and assign to students, then you use test only. If you want to conduct a live classes, then you select the live online course. Now, when I select the live online, I first have to give a course title.
This course title would be visible to students or not?
Course title would be visible to students.
Not the description. Okay.
I'll show you from the student login as well. And now I'll just write the description shortly. Okay, so this has to be, I think, around 100 characters or 50 characters. It'll anyway show you the message here that you need more description. And the total hours, for example, my course is, the live course is, can be any number of hours, but I'm just giving an example, say it is 4 hours, okay? Just to create a simple course. It will ask me how many hours I'll teach per week. It is not very important, but now I select 4 hours from the drop down. And generally, it depends on how many hours you will take this course, weekly. But if you are not able to decide, then you can select anything.
Okay.
And then if you have a course promotion video link, like YouTube or Vimeo link, you can paste it here. If it is not there, not included. Course fee. I'm just putting something here, 6,000 rupees. Again, this course fee right now is not visible to students, but we are adding a functionality where what will happen is that along with this course, you can also add your payment link, this payment gateway link. So when you create a course, you can create a product in the payment gateway.
Okay.
And then you can just paste the link here. Then the student will see that and they can make payment from there. So that functionality will give.
Okay.
Now it is asking, do you want to display this course on Bodhami's marketplace? It is by default no. The course specialization, in your case, it will be commerce, but I'm just selecting something for display like chemistry class 9-10. And then say class 9. And board is, for example, in this case, it is a state board. It can be like a CBSE or ICSE board also. Now, when this, all this can be defined from this skill and experiences field here.
Okay.
I'll go there and show, but from here you can define. And when you're creating your account as an LMS user, for that we have a different video actually. There also you can define which all courses, which all boards you teach, which all subjects you teach, how many, which level of students you teach, everything can be defined there. Now, again, in that, it will ask you, do you teach on weekends or weekdays or both? In this case, we have selected weekdays, so it is only displaying Monday to Friday. But if you want to select weekdays and weekend both, it will select all the 7 days. So I'm just, for example, selecting 4 days. I'll go to the next screen. Now, these are the sections and lectures. When you create a course, there are some sections and then some lectures. For example, if it is a course on coordinate geometry, if it is a course on mathematics, one section can be coordinate geometry, and the lecture can be, say, a circle or a straight line or parabola. So those can be the lectures. Similarly, in a course on accountancy, it can be something like general ledger or all the other components of other lectures of accountancy.
Yeah.
So again, this maybe for example, I'll cite coordinate geometry. I think it was chemistry. For chemistry, anyway, it is sample, so I'll write coordinate geometry.
Mm-hmm.
In the lecture, the first lecture is on say circle, which is of 1 hour. Then another lecture I'm adding on straight line.
So we can upload a offline video also, or just we have to add the link itself?
In this course, you can add a link, this live course.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can also add it.
We will select the offline videos, then we can upload videos there. This is for the live video classes, na, in course.
Yes. This is for the live classes. In the live classes, you can add the video link, and the total number of hours that you're adding for your lectures has to match with the total course hours. So now if I add one more section, say algebra, or maybe theory of numbers, then you can add, say, real numbers, and lecture duration, say 2 hours. So now you see the total hour is now matching with 4 and 4. So now your course you can submit. If it is not matching, it will tell you, it will give you an error to say that the total course hours does not match with the lecture hours. Then you have to either go previously and change it, or you have to add more here so that it starts matching, and then you submit it from here. Now the course is created. The course creation part is done now. Now the second step that we have to do, if you want to create assessment, so this was a live course, right? I'll show you a test only course later. So let me first complete this. Now the first step of the course creation is complete. Second step is creation of a batch, managing class. So in that, what happens is you have to create your batches, which are like different classes. For example, even for accountancy course, you can have different batches, like a morning batch or weekend batch. So here I'm just creating a new class. To create class. And
so can we delete any of the classes?
The delete option is not there.
Okay.
But all these things are like for you for the internal purpose. These things, unless you are assigned to student, they cannot see anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just creating the class, a very simple 4-5 fields, and then the class is created. So my batch is created. Now we have to add students. Add students, we have two options. You can add a student here individually, the first name, last name, the email address, the country, postal code, phone number, password you have to set for the student. So what will happen is that when the email goes, they will receive the email and they will receive the password as well.
This password we can include in the Excel file itself, no?
Yeah, I'll show you. So this is the individual you are adding student.
Usually, okay.
Then the other option is the bulk upload of student. In the bulk upload of student, we need to download the sample CSV Excel file. How does this file look like? I'll show you.
So we have to download the sample file, or we can just create an Excel file and save it as CSV with extension?
You have to download it because what will happen is it needs in a certain format.
Okay.
I'll go to the Excel file actually. I don't think you can see the Excel file. So when I've downloaded the Excel file, This is the Excel file. These are the fields in the Excel file: first name, last name, the email ID, the phone number, the PIN code, the password. Phone number I'm just updating. The PIN code is the zip code. The password you have to set. Only one password is needed. So now only this field is this much is needed. So now you have to save it as a CSV file. You can save it as a CSV. So all these fields are needed. If the fields are empty, then that row will not get. So if there are multiple rows, then you have to make sure that the fields are, for example, if the last name is empty, it will error out. So you can just repeat the first name as the last name. And similarly, the PIN code and the password. The password, usually what I do is that I use a random, so it needs a 6-digit password. Here it is 6-digit. So what I do is I use a random number generator, because if I use the same password, then the tool will be able to see each other's password. I use a random number between 1 lakh and this 99999 9,99,000, this much. And then what it does is that it randomly generates the password for all the students. If you have multiple students. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you just have to save it as a CSV file. Name is, this file is already open. Let's close the other one. I'll just save it on the dashboard. That is easier. So now this file is saved as CSV. Now if I just, screen sharing is, so now I'll just upload this CSV. If it has any error, then it will tell you what error it has. Otherwise, it will upload. So I'll just show you. Asking for the which class. So basically here from the drop down, we need to select the class.
Okay.
Which batch we are adding that student to. So now it is uploading it. It says the student are created successfully. So a student is now added. So go to your dashboard, the manage student. You can see the student procedure added here now.
Okay. So the mail and the message has been sent now.
Yes. So mail would have gone. I'll see if this mail is already here, because this as soon as you add it, the mail goes to the student saying that you are now added to this platform.
The mail regarding the ID and password itself, not regarding the classes.
Not regarding the classes, just the invitation. I mean, just the information that your ID and password has been created.
Okay.
So that mail goes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that I'll show later, because right now I think that email ID is not open. So now the mail goes. that the student has, the mail goes to the student, and the student sees the mail that this is my login ID and password. This is the link. Let me, okay. I'm just refreshing the mail. But we have to make sure that something like this email will go, invitation to join new course. This aliasing. If it is white label, it will have your website. Like in this case, you see it is white label, so it is showing the website as different, it is not Bodhami's website. So that will be taken care of. So now here you come back. Now you have done everything. You have created the course. Number one, you have created the class or batch and you have added the student. We just have to assign the course. Here they use the assign course option. Select the class, select the course, the start date. It can be even today's date or tomorrow's date, whatever you want. So based on your availability, when you are scheduling many classes, it will look at your time, frame, and then based on that, it will tell you like whether your availability is excellent, moderate, or limited. And then you can just select it, and then it will show you based on the number of classes you have. Like in this case, you have a total 4 classes actually. So it is showing you these 4 options that you can. Actually, this is one class only. So what is happening is you have 3 classes here. The first class is 1 hour. So it is showing for circle, it is showing 7, 6, 8, 6 to 7. You can change the time from here if you want. The second, it is showing on the next day, straight line, 6 to 7. Again, you can change the date and time. The third lecture is of 2 hours. So it is telling you that you can do it in 1 hour on 2 days. Automatically, it has divided. If you remove this, suppose you say that, no, I want to take the 2-hour session, then you just have to increase this.
We have to make it 20 for 2 hours.
So I think now it is done. Now it has taken 2 hours. Now it is fine. This lecture is 2 hours. These lectures are 1 hour. And now you can submit it and your schedule is created.
So we can set it as a recurring meeting for every day, so same time?
Yeah, recurring meeting, actually what happens is it looks at your calendar. If your calendar is available, it always sets up the same time.
And the mail and the message would be forwarded to the students itself on a daily basis.
Yes, daily 1 hour, I'll show you that. How it will happen. So now in the your sessions, my session, it will start showing these classes. So starting from July 6, all the classes that you have, it is showing here on the screen. Now you have other courses as well. So this course also it is showing, this is a sample course, this is the course that we created. And for other courses also, it is showing your classes, that how your session looks like. You can also upload any notes that you want it to be visible to a student. So that you can upload here, then student will be able to see the notes that you are adding to the classes.
Notes can be uploaded in PDF format?
Yes.
Okay.
Can be uploaded in the PDF format.
Okay.
So now it is done, and what it will do now is if you have a session today, then it will show on your dashboard. Otherwise, it will not show in. If you have a session today, it will show in my today's session. It will just show you the details that I'll show you by setting up instant classes. Otherwise, it will not show. It will just show it in the my sessions. And 1 hour before the class. Now, just 1 hour before the class, a batch job will run. and it will send the information to students saying that this information will also go now that you are added to the course. So that information will also, when you're adding the student to a course, then it will go like this. I'll show you. Yeah, a course has been assigned to you. So this is showing us the course has been assigned to you. This information will go. Now this is my email. So otherwise, whatever is your email, it will show here. Then we'll go back there. And 1 hour before the class, it will schedule it. So it will send the SMS and an email to the student. Every student who is part of that batch. Because you have assigned the course to a batch and then you create a schedule for a batch, it will send to everybody who is part of that batch. For example, if one student is a part of that, or 10 students or 50 students, they all will receive the email and SMS. But if you want to add anything within 1 hour, then the information will not go to them, because the 1 hour interval because this batch job always runs 1 hour before class.
We have to add the students before 1 hour of
yes. Before 1 hour, you have to add the student. So this part is clear?
Yes, sir.
Now there is an instant meeting facility here. In the instant meeting, if you want to, instantly select. So for example, if your meeting is at odd hours, right now the session timings has to be the
scheduled
odd or even numbers, like 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. But if you want to set up something at odd hours, like 3:31, 3:45, then you have to go to instant meeting and set it up. And in the meeting, you just have to define subject. The course for which you are setting it up, the time, like today's time. And right now it is 3:31. So maybe I want to set something from 3:45 to 4:45. And then I can select either a batch or I can also select a student.
Okay.
Who is a part of,
the batch.
Yeah. Who is a part of this course? I mean, the course is assigned to, the course links to a batch and batch links to a student. So when you select a course, then it will check, which all students are part of this course. Only those students will come here in the drop down. So you can set up one-on-one also, and you can set up for the entire class also. Then you can do a create option here. And you say instant meeting is created. Now, if you go to your dashboard, this option is coming. The instant meeting is from 3:45 to 4:45 because it is within 1 hour. It is showing the start now button. If you press the start now button, then it opens up the Zoom.
Okay.
So that you're already aware of because you have done that. But from here, it will directly go to the Zoom login and it will start it. Similarly, all the students who are added here, they will also get this option of start now 1 hour before the scheduled course date and time, or if it is instant meeting, 1 hour before the instant meeting starts. If it is within
one more thing, if we schedule a meeting, then at what time the start now option will be appeared to the host? 1 hour before only.
If you schedule a meeting,
it is not an instant meeting, it's a scheduled meeting.
1 hour before the course time, the batch job runs and it automatically assigns that. It creates a Zoom meeting automatically and assigns to that meeting, the scheduled course meeting that you have. For example, you have sessions here. In my sessions, you have sessions on July 6th, 3 to 4 p.m. July 6th at actually 1 hour that batch job runs in the background.
Okay.
At 2 p.m. the batch job will run and it will check that 3 p.m. there is a meeting. So all the meetings which are at 3 p.m. automatically it will create a Zoom meeting room and it will create the link and give that start now option will start appearing here.
Okay, sir.
So this part is clear. I think everything up to this part is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what you have to do is course test creation. So for course test creation, you have to go to this. There are two parts. If it is assignment, you can also create assignment. For example, you want to send some, you have created written something in a document, some examples, some questions like subjective type questions, and you want to send it to the student. Then you can just chapter-wise assignment you can create. For example, in this course, there are 2 chapters. So you can create each assignment for 1 chapter.
Okay.
And then if you want to write something here, you can describe it. Or if you just want to add a document which has your like handwritten something that you have just taken a photograph.
The PDF format itself.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and just attach it. So it will get attached here, and then you press the option create. It will automatically go to every student who is a part of this course.
We have to enable some license to allow the students to access the test.
I will show you. So now if you go to the email, I'll just refresh the email. The 2 emails it is showing new meeting created. So this new meeting created is that Zoom meeting that was created. And the other one is a new assignment has been added. Now you have added assignment, so it is showing it here. So the student will receive an email. Okay. Similarly, for assessment test, they will receive email. Now they can just go and submit the assignment. They will see the assignment on their dashboard. They can open it, they can read it, they can download that document, and they can answer it. And if they want to, again upload their own answer, they can do it and send it back.
They can also upload their solutions and answers.
Yes.
So they will get the option to upload file.
Right. They will get the option to upload. Very similar to what you are getting here. They will also get the option to upload.
Okay.
Now the assessment test. When you are creating the assessment test, you have to just select the course name. Now there are 2 options for the assessment test. So one option is that you want to create an assessment within a live course. For example, you are teaching a course, and within that you want to create a assessment test. Other is that you only want to you don't want to teach anything, you just want to create assessment. That is there's a course which is only for assessment. That is also a possibility. That also when you are creating the course, if you select the option of assessment only, test only course, then you don't have to take any live classes here. Live classes scheduling will not happen. Only the test can be added there. So I think you were trying to do something like that. So that is why I'm showing it to you, because you are trying to create assessment for a class which is not a live class, right? That was.
How can we do in the live class?
Live class also very similar. So what you have to do when you create add new assessment, you select it from the drop down. You just select a class which is a live class.
Okay.
So then it will go. It will automatically go for the live class students. But why that is important to know is when you don't want to schedule a lecture and you want to create assessments, then you have to use that assessment only, the test only.
Test only. Okay. Yeah.
So here now you are just selecting. It is a practice test, chapter test, interim test, or final test. Chapter test is like for every chapter you want to create a test. Interim test is in between, for just for mixing of chapters. Practice test can be anything, it is generic, and the final test is in one final test for all the chapters.
So the basic thing is that if we have selected the live video batch and we add those students to the assessment, we have we are not required to create test only batch separately for that.
Right. You're not required.
Okay.
And then this is final test. I'm just selecting. It will go ahead, and then I can create the assessments.
Okay.
So I can add questions. Now, within 2 to 3 weeks time, we are also coming up with a bulk upload option that is not there in the system right now.
Okay.
But when the bulk upload comes, then very similar to the student upload, you can also upload your questions in bulk.
Okay.
So here you can add new question. You can select the question type. Single type is like multiple choice. You can give your question.
We can copy paste the question also.
Yes, you can copy paste.
No word limit in the question.
I've never seen that problem. I've never seen anybody saying that my word limit ended. So I think it is sufficient 1,000, 2,000, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So 4 options you give here, and then you just describe what is the right option. If you want to, no, not in accountancy, but like in some mathematics and all, there's some mathematical formula that they want to copy and all. So there are many mathematical formula sites. We will also do some, integrate something here. So from there, you can directly copy and paste it here. So mathematical formulas also can be copied. Now you're defining the right answer. This is the right answer. And what is the difficulty level? It is high or medium. And then you enter the solution.
Yeah. This difficulty level would be visible to students or not?
Difficulty level would not be visible while answering it. But I think when they see their score, then they can see that in what difficulty level they've got how many rights.
Okay.
And if you want to add any image here, then you can add your image.
Image having the questions itself.
Yes. For example, you have a question written, you just want to upload that question. So, or maybe the question has some image, like sometimes.
Okay.
The question can have some image. So you can just upload the image, and then you can just, once you have added all the questions, then you can just save and assign.
Okay.
For chemistry, for the CBSE board, for the science subjects like physics, chemistry, biology, we have some inbuilt question bank. So for that, you can also generate automated questions. For accountancy and commerce, we don't have, but that also will come in near future in terms of a question bank from where you can directly pull the questions and upload and send it to the students.
Okay.
So now the assessment test is created. I'll show you the mail which goes now. It says new assessment has been assigned. So the student get to know that a test has been added. They have to go and answer it. So the test part is also answered. Now comes the query part. Now, if the student wants to ask you any questions in their login, they can go to the queries option and they can just send a query. You will see the query here, the student name and the query here, whatever questions that they have. What I'll do is it also show from the student login, so it is more clear. This grievances is something, if you create a grievance, it will come to us. For example, you are facing some issues, some problem is there. You can write your subject, you write your grievance, submit it, then it comes to us for looking into it. If you want to see the student progress, you can go and see the student progress from here. If you want to select it for a particular class or for a particular batch, a course, then also you can see from here. Just that will be filtered. how many, if you course, whether they have started or not, their assessment status, whether they have completed the assessment or not. In the assessment
test, okay. Those are the, can it be defined at what time they have completed the assessment test?
That is right now not there, but that is something we can bring in the future requirement. I will note it down. See, our system definitely captures the time, but you just have to display it here, so we can bring it future releases. But you can see whether they have completed or not completed, and whether they have started or not. All those things you can see from here. It is in progress, completed or not started. Everything you can see. So you can ask them that whether why they are not attempting. Everything you can ask. So that is clear. Now comes the and the assessment test also. You can see the results. So when you click on the result, then the student-wise result you'll be able to see from here for a particular course. If there are students for that course, you want to see the result, then you can just open that person's, whether the person is a pass or fail, and how much score the person has got. Those things you'll be able to see. What is the percentile score? What is the percentage score? How many questions they have got it right? All those things you can see. Okay. So now comes this license part. So here on what happens is that it is all automatic. Like when you have to renew your license, you just have to go to this buy license options, and you just have to renew the license. For example, if you don't have a license and you want to buy a license, like the license, you can just go and buy from here. And if you have different options here, like monthly billing, quarterly billing, annual billing, automatically it gets added. For example, live class for 1 year. If you buy it from here, then it will get added to your you get added for you, and automatically your license will be extended for that period of time.
Okay.
And you want to manage your license. So like in the assessment test, so like live class, one live class you are integrated to Zoom, you are taking 100 students. And for assessment test and all, so here for example for assessment test, whatever licenses that you have, those are for active students. So what happens, what does it mean by active student? When you're assigning your license test to the students, then based on the active student, you can assign to those many students. For example, if you have 50 active license, assign to 50 students. When they have answered the test, you can change the license. So from here, you just have to go license assignment. Now you can remove their licenses, and if you want to, when you remove the licenses, so for example here, it will get added to your active licenses. You do not have enough licenses.
This would be shown in test license, and the number would be 1.
Yes. So here, for example, total active licenses are 3, and in use licenses are. It is so active licenses assignments does not happen for test licenses. Like when I buy a test license, it is showing right now showing as 0. But if I buy a license, it will start showing as 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 50, whatever licenses you have. As you assign test to the students, it will automatically give the licenses to those students.
Okay.
Now, when you want to assign it to a different set of students, a different set of 50 students,
then we have this separately, we can active the license of the same.
You can just remove the licenses for existing student and give it, transfer it to the new people. Because when you remove the licenses, this access for them will still be there. They will still be able to see their results. So for example, they have already given the test, then they don't need the license because they've already so they can still see the results, the result analysis, everything, and the new students can now take the test. Now I'll go from the, I think here I've covered almost everything. So I'll go to the student login and I'll show you. What password I had given, I have to check. I'm just going and check because this student that I've added, I think the password is a little different. So I'll just check the another one. Okay. So this is the student login now. This is the student side of login. They can also see their courses. If there are any sessions due today, they'll see it on their dashboard. Otherwise, they'll see it in the My Sessions. For example, July 17, 16, June, these are the past sessions. And future, there are no sessions, but past sessions it is shown.
Okay.
If there are future sessions, it will show on the My Sessions. If there is a session today, it will show on the dashboard. Whatever assessments are open, it will show them on their dashboard, your open assessments. They can take the assessments here. Whatever assignments are open, they can directly go. And it says that you don't have license because the test license is not added, but they can just enter the solution here. And if you have assessments, again it will say the license is not there, but they can take assessment directly from here.
But they haven't enabled the license.
Because the license is not enabled, you don't see a take test option here because license. Once we enable the license, maybe I can show you that. Because for that I'll have to add the license to the user.
Get that, sir. Sir, one more thing, that the time which we assign to student to complete the test, like we are assigned 30 minutes. So when the student starts the test after 30 minutes, it will automatically be off, or he can continue to give the test?
It will not be off, but the time will start showing as 0.
Okay.
It will not remove or close the question paper. It will still keep it open.
After that, still he can upload the answer file.
Yes. But at the time, clock will become 0.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, if he goes and asks any queries, then the query comes to you.
Okay. And the grievance part would come to you.
Grievance part will come to us. Yes.
Okay.
Now, when you go from your login, then this login will be visible. This query will be visible. Similarly, there's a learning report. If they have taken the test, now they have not taken. If they have taken the test, it will show how much score they have got, what is their class position.
So this class position is the average of all the students who have given the test.
Yes, based on this is a percentile for
percentile. Okay, the highest to lowest marks. Okay.
Yeah. And the test score trend will also show. Like if he has given multiple tests, how the test score is varying across the trend is showing. And what is the engagement of a student? For that, I think there is some algorithm which finds out how engaged the student is.
Okay.
Whether he is punctual with the class, whether he is taking test on time, whether he is submitting the assignments on time. Based on all that, it shows the student engagement level.
Okay.
Whether it is low or high. So all these things are there for the student. Now, if I go back to your login.
We can create a separate class for parents also and add their number so that they cannot see the student's report, no? Because it would be visible to the students itself, the same mail ID that they have registered with.
They cannot, they can use the student login and go there.
They can student login, yeah.
Yeah, they can check that. But there's no facility right now to have a mirror login for the parents. Because also it, what happens is that especially when people are using this platform outside India, then there are many restrictions, in fact. So there are many regulatory requirements. So that is because of that, mirror has not been created.
Okay.
Yeah. So here now, if you go and in your query, or if even you see it from here towards the top, there's a bell kind of thing. So it is telling you that there is a new query which is received. So you can go and answer this query now.
Okay.
Student, when they are accessing their course also, against the course lectures also, they can raise their query. Then also you'll see their question.
Okay.
Now you can directly respond. So this is how all the functionalities work. Now, if you have any questions, I can answer your question.
Just a question: how do we schedule a meeting for later on? Not an instant meeting, but to schedule a meeting. Like I have a class.
So the first step was creation of a course. You create a course first, then you create a batch. The second, manage class.
Manage student.
Third is manage student. When you are adding a student to a class. Okay, now you have a course. For that course, you have multiple classes or batches, and you have students.
The availability it will show. Yes, I remember.
Yeah. So the students are added to multiple classes.
Okay.
Now you have to assign your course. So when you assign your course, at that time, it will ask for scheduling.
Okay, sir. I remember that.
Now you can schedule your classes here, all the future classes. And define the schedule of your future classes from here.
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir. It's completely fine.
Okay. And I think we are good. So you can start. I think once you start doing it yourself, then within 1 or 2 courses that you create, you'll understand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
After that, if you have any questions, we are glad to answer. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.